Nagaland, we have every year about 20,000 minimum to about 40,000 people who register in the employment exchange, and we're not even counting the non-registered people. So that means on average anywhere between 30 to 40,000 people are looking for jobs. That means these people are joining the workforce. Now we don't have industries, or we don't have companies which can absorb all of these people, and these people need to be absorbed somewhere, otherwise they'll become liabilities to society. When they don't start earning, then they'll have to find other means of earning a living, which means they'll either go rogue, or maybe some of them might become for lack of a better word, just ladies of the night, or even the men end up being pimps or drug dealers. And in order to prevent such things, I think the best thing to do is to make sure that we inculcate and make them understand that there is a workforce that can be trained outside, and when they go out and broaden their horizon, they can come back and create new things.
At this point of junction where unemployment is on the rise, when government jobs are saturating, I think it's responsibility of the young people to also stand up and say, for so many years the government has looked after us, but it's time to contribute back to our communities. And instead of telling the government, give us this, I think it's time for us to say, let's give you back, let's do this for the government as well.
Now this is a training program which is sponsored by the Government of India, and the Government of Nagaland has taken over this scheme called Skill Development Initiative Scheme. Now this is not only an air hostess training program. In 6 months we are going to train you to become an air hostess, to join the airport management, to join the hospitality sector, tourism sector, and other customer service sectors. VTP stands for Vocational Training Provider, having the responsibility to train, identify, train and place people all across India and overseas in the field of hospitality, aviation, retail and tourism services. We will be taking part in this job mela, which is coming up for the second time. The first time when we had visited for the job mela, it was a grand success for us, because we got at least 3,000 people who walked into our stall, and the students were really happy to know this, and they went back to their remote districts. They spoke to their family, and their families supported, and we finally got a batch of about 160 girls from Nagaland, which we have trained in the financial year 2015-16. And out of 160, we have achieved 100% placements with the Nagaland government, out of which 111 girls, to be specific, has become cabin crew with leading airlines like Jet Airways, like Air India, like Indigo, SpiceJet, Vistara, and a lot of girls who have got into international placements, like they have gone to properties like Atlantis, Dubai, which is one of the biggest 5-star property, luxury property in Dubai. Then they have gone to Jumeirah Beach Resort in Dubai, and a lot of properties in India like Oberoi, Taj, ITC, Hyatt, Sheraton, all these leading brands across the globe they are working with at the moment.
When we start the training, we will give you a call.
Well, it's been hot because it's been in Dimapur. The job fair has been on a smaller scale, and there's of course a lot of feedback and a lot of takeaways from this fair. It's not as massive as before, but I think the good thing is the ones who are attending this fair are people who are serious, people who fit within a domain of looking for jobs. So I think in terms of numbers, it might not be the biggest, but in terms of quality, we've got the right kind of people coming in.
I'm Sanjeev, a fresh graduate student, and I'm really interested in seeking the right job provider with my interests. I've interacted with lots of employers, and I've learned about that, and I'm excited about it.
On our wall of fame, we have this batch of young people who we sent this year to the JW Marriott Sahar. The group of them, 54 of them, cumulatively their salaries, it equates to 1 crore 33 lakhs per annum. This is how much they're earning. So imagine if these young people were sending back money home, instead of draining the economy, which is what is happening currently, we're having these young people contribute back. Even 10% of that would make a huge difference in how we are spending within the state as well.
So YouthNet is a non-profit organization based in Nagaland. The main motive to create positive energy. It's a group of young people who are trying to work together to make a difference. We have a lot of interest in different sectors. The job placement agency, which has given about 450 jobs in the private sector. An employment newspaper which we try to reach to young people across all districts in Nagaland. We have the RTI sector, which is to look at the active citizenship, and many more projects. NCDC, which is a professional training center as well. Beyond that, the Impact 5000 campaign has been one of our pilot projects as well. It's been 1 year into the program. We've been able to reach out to about 675 people. Big targets, but what's life without keeping big targets?
This is Lezo. She is one of our favorite candidates that we have placed. She started her career with the People Channel 6 years ago, hoping to become an air hostess. But during that time, we, as recruiters for Kingfisher was just having problems at that time. So we said, instead of becoming an air hostess, we placed her as a VIP appointee, hostess basically for Dr. Vijay Mallya. And from there, it's no looking back. 6 years on now, and she's earning a good 2.5 almost as salary, starting off with 15,000 as the first salary.
That's right.
And today that's what she's earning.
You know, looking back at the posters of the paper, you know, we have the People's Channel everywhere, traveling around the world. Yeah, I'm proud to be from the People's Channel. I'm blessed. Yeah.
Look at the hard fact. The government has fed our grandparents, our fathers. I mean, the government has fed the previous generation, but right now, why don't our generation now, the young generation, why don't we feed the government a little bit now? I think it's time the government need to be fed a little bit as well.
We need to respect the dignity of labor. Nagaland does not have a strong economy, but we as a young generation, we need to build this economy. We need to work hard in the public as well as the private sector. We need to earn and we need to save.